up? Tank Nerds, Lottie here again. We are doing the very first workday of the year, 2025. That means two things. One, my camera's filthy. Bit better? Maybe? I don't know. Two, it's really hard getting back into the groove on the first day of work. So for that reason, we're starting small and building up. So let's get into small stuff. Okay, I have here the brass plate for the 105. So I'm just gonna chuck it in the bead blaster real quick, which I've just been cleaning up now. Just give it a quick little touch up, and then I shall polish that and then clear coat it, and it should be lovely. We also have this cute little plate. This is actually for a project that you guys are not aware of. If I've got a video of it, I will show this how it plays. Now. Hopefully that happened. If not, whatever. So Peter's been cleaning this up. I don't know if you can focus on that. This is a little plate. I'm not exactly sure where it goes, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around there. Maybe up here. Actually, yeah, exactly right. There's two holes. Oh boy, starting the year off strong, aren't we? So this is just a little plate for us. So I'm going to polish this one up too. So this all works, we just need to make it look pretty. So this is how we're going to start the year. Not with a full sprint, but just nice gradual run up. So let's get into it. I don't think I'm going to be able to film it because we don't have those super fancy ones that all the other YouTubers have. But it'll do. So before and wave of the hand after. Boom. And there we go. So that's it. After a good bit of bead blasting, I will this one's very delicate, but I might try and hit it with just a little bit of a wire wheel. I'll try the back side first just to make sure, and then we start polishing. Alright, let's do that. Okay, but before we do that, I wanted to have a quick little look at how we got the plate in the first place. So this is on the left-hand side of the 105 Howitzer. The 4 little screws that you see there are actually drilled and tapped all the way through that bracket that you see there, which is really quite unusual for a plaque. Normally they're only partially drilled, but these ones go all the way through. And just using a nice little impact screwdriver there and a ton of lubrication just to make sure that nothing is damaged. So yeah, this was the extraction process, and now we can look at the cleaning process. Sometimes I am so good I even please myself. So yeah, that's just a quick little buff on the wire wheel, and honestly, it's kind of looking awesome already, but I still do need to polish it, even just a little bit. It's just looking awesome. This one, obviously not so much, but that was to be expected, being such a thin piece of, I believe it's aluminium, so I am gonna have to polish that up quite nicely. We'll see how it turns out. The key to any good polishing technique is to find a good comfy chair and a good place to sit down, which is why you don't normally see me in this workstation. But yeah, this is normally where I have lunch. But polishing, I haven't done the backside because don't need to. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit down, got my polishing stuff. I will get comfortable and I'll try and get a time lapse set up. Okay, time for everyone's super duper awesome favorite time, and that is voiceover Lottie time. Right, first things first, we are going to hand polish the small little aluminium plate. This is done for two reasons. One, while I do normally do a powered polish, this one is small, fragile, and we didn't want that reflectiveness. We just wanted a nice sort of shine to it, and a hand polish is more than enough. So two quick little passes. So I'm doing the first one now just to even out all of the sort of blemishes. There are still obviously some gouges in there. Can't really do too much about that because again it's such a small piece. Removing those would actually just remove the aluminium. And here's the second one, which is just to get that, you know, small real, like small little circles, just to capture a little bit of that shine. And that's it, done. You'll see that one later. Now onto the main event. First things first, let's address the big elephant in the room. Actually, there's a couple of elephants in the room. First elephant in the room is the timing. At the start of this video, I believe I mentioned it was the first workday of the year. You are watching this definitely not on the first work day of the year, although you might be. If you start at the end of January, you might do that. I don't know. The reason this took so long to come out is because I have so much to put out. We have a lot of work. To put this in perspective, this is obviously from the 105 Howitzer project. That job is long done. It's no longer in the workshop. It's done. It's home. It's being loved and cared for. Its spot has already been taken up by, 3 other projects. So yeah, we move through quite quickly. I don't know if it really comes across in the videos, but we do actually make really, sort of quick process. It's also why I can't film as much as I would like to film. It's just simply sometimes too difficult to weigh up the cost benefits of filming versus just getting paid to do the work, because obviously this is a business, and businesses are there to make money. As much as I love what I do, someone's got to pay the bills, and that is by doing the work. I try to film as much as I can, but it's difficult finding that balance to get it, to put it bluntly. This year I am hoping to actually maybe expand my productive measures, maybe by getting an editor or possibly even a cameraman or work out something, just so I'm doing a little bit less of the whole process. As much as I love doing this, it's a way up between keeping it as a business and not really impeding. So I've actually put no money back into the channel, which I hope to do a little bit later this year, because I am starting to make money from the channel, which is really nice. So all the money that I'm basically going to start making, that I have been making from the channel, I'm just going to put straight back into it in the form of trying to make better content. So again, you're still watching sketchy Lottie at the current time. But yeah, all the other elephants in the room are actually going to be answered by past Lottie in the next little clip. But yeah, I thought I might just let voiceover Lottie give a quick little sort of background as to everything that's going on. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so unfortunately I had to cut the time-lapse short because I had a guest come around. So while we were talking, I actually ended up just sort of taking all the polish off by hand, and this is what we're left with. So really quite shiny, actually liking it quite a bit. So yeah, I'm going to clear coat this and the other one's over on the bench somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to clear coat these, and we're basically just going to leave them. There's no sense in doing them back, you're not going to see it. Oh right, yeah, why do I use this? We have a buffing wheel, it's just over there, and I do in fact use it but it's not great for getting stuff like this. So the compound often gets caught inside these little grooves. You can see a little bit of the dark, and let's be honest, that's just part of what happens when you're doing these sort of things. It's not perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to just be very nice and appealing to look at. And so the dark kind of like makes it pop a little bit better. This, you could probably buy something like this in the store or whatever. But honestly, I find this so much easier. So basically what I do is I cut a bit of cloth out and I fold it around the back of a sanding disc for my little Dremel tool thing here. And when I do this, it's very controllable with the speed. So, you know, obviously I can change the speed, but also, you know, I can go, you know, I can go slow or fast, you know, crank it up a bit more. Normally I don't go that fast though. Also, as it kind of like deteriorates, obviously you can just replace it. So you can see there where it's sort of like starting to deteriorate. I often do a couple of layers. Look, this is just the way that I've sort of learned to do it, because when we were on the road, we didn't actually have any polishing stuff. We only had this, and I had nothing to polish with besides rags, but I did have this, and that's just sort of a get around that I sort of found, and it honestly works so much easier for me, and I actually prefer doing it this way. I know it's weird. Of course on big stuff you just use the big wheel, but for doing little stuff like this, it works really quite well, and it's quite fast too. So, I don't know, you can judge me if you want. If you got a better way of doing it, let me know. But this, it's fast, it's simple, it's easy, and I have the stuff for it, so why not? But the little wisps are actually really good, because when they come off, when you speed it up, sort of see it, it obviously comes out just that little bit. Let me see if I can focus it a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but it comes out a little bit. That is really good for getting into like these like really thin areas without having to actually push it, so you get a nice clean. So yeah, that's why I do it this way. So groovy. Alright, I'm gonna clear coat this and the other one, and yeah, that'll be it for polishing up the plate. Okay, so we are here at the white scout car, which is getting some other work done to it, but this is what we're looking at. So this is just a quick little hand polish and just a touch up with some clear coat, just to keep it that way, so it doesn't stand out too much. That light is terrible for flickering. Let's turn that away. Yeah, so it doesn't, you know, stand out too much. It still looks really nice, but yeah, just a nice sort of hand polish. You could absolutely get that to be mirror shine, but then you're sort of getting into the realm of a sort of absurdity for something which is so visible. But yeah, so we got that. Now the other plaque is on the 105, which you're going to see right now. It's the the plaque is the 105 is going to be already painted, so it might look a little bit weird because we're sort of going back and forward in time. But yeah, we will jump to the 105 plaque now when I was fitting it. Brass plate, which is this one here. Also fun little Easter egg too. There's markings under it, which I was unaware that there were markings under it, but you know, pulling this off seemed to be really good. But that is going to go smack bang over the top, which is a bit of a shame, but it's going to look awesome. I've already checked the threads, so I've got these cute little brass screws. I just need to cut them, you know, only half. They're really not deep threads at all. In fact, they go all the way through this bit of metal. Well, yeah, it's like yay thick, so cut this in half and it should go in rather nicely. So Okay, I'll do that. I'm just going to cut these really quickly and I will be back. Okay, so I've just given them all a quick little cut. This one there, that one there. I'm just going to give them a quick little polish. Hopefully it focuses. So we're just on the little buffing wheel. It's nothing fancy. Just giving the tips a quick little buff. And once that gets cleaned, it's hard to do this with one hand. Get a bit more polish. But yeah, that's basically how they're all gonna come out. Just a quick little polish, so I'll do the rest and then we'll put the plaque on. And here we go. Look at that. I'm still gonna we will not allow these to be out of line. That looks a bit better. It's still a bit wonky. I'm gonna have to go through, and my anal retentiveness will not allow these to not be straight up and down. But hey, how about that? That is looking awesome. You know, it's the little things at this point that, you know, bring it all together. So I'm really liking that. It's really cute. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video on just polishing brass plaques and all that sort of fun stuff. Obviously, as I sort of explained before, a lot's happened, so we've got, you know, much bigger stuff in at the moment. But the 105, yes, still going to be seeing a lot more of that. I did film all the painting process and the ending and doing all the markings, but I thought this would be a nice little self-contained video, just doing the little brass plaque. So it's a fun little distraction, and it sort of showed just the first day of, you know, work back in back to start the year off. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next one. Bye.